I'm one of them.
I'm one of them. It's just us.
No, Bear's there. Bear's there. Uni's there.
All right.
At least.
I think we are now live, actually, guys. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the Modcast 60. It's our 6th QANDA.
Hello. Hi.
Whoa.
So
yeah, it's a time. Welcome to the time of the ages.
Speaking of times, what about our names?
Oh my.
Oof.
So
you know, it's sad. It's sad because I literally was going to say that exact.
I know.
I was going to say that exact thing. You stole it from me. You stole it.
Stole it from me.
Sorry. I'm Waj.
I'm having a lot of lag on my end.
Hi, having a lot of lag on your end.
What are our names?
I'm Waj.
What?
Yep.
Are you Waj? I'm Slime.
I am
I'm Ellum.
I am Phil, previously known as Crom.
And I'm Mindy. Coming back for the first time in, 2 years now?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years.
Century.
It's actually the last QANDA. Yes. And yeah, so what is...
Was I here for the last Kwanzaa?
Yeah, actually, everyone was here for episode 50, which, we do this QANDA thing, which is a Q&A episode every 10 episodes, but our last one was actually 2 years ago, since that's just, we haven't been releasing episodes very frequently, so, yeah, that's just how it has been. But hopefully this show will be good. And yeah, if anyone has questions in the live chat, feel free to. am I actually a robot?
I think
you're a robot on our end. I'm curious as to whether that's the case.
Watch sound like a robot yesterday.
Hey, if people watching the stream, most notably
I need to
Uni
know.
and Bear, does Waj sound like a robot on your end?
It's because I'm running every application on my computer to make this stream.
Yeah, that's probably it, actually.
Because he's a different robot now than he was before.
Yes.
This is true.
His robotic identity has changed.
Technical difficulties.
Our chat is silent.
To be fair, it's been like
the world stands still until we get a response.
Yeah, but a lot of people are saying there's lag.
QANDA lag. Uni says QANDA lag.
QANDA lag.
Well, hello.
Cal says
then. Okay.
Calvatron, can you
look?
If Waj talks, can you hear him, or does he sound like a robot?
Sound like he's a robot.
Hello. I must know.
He sounds like a robot. Oof.
You say, clean it all, it must be clean for me?
What? Okay. Well... But like, am I audible to you guys at least? Like, can you at least understand what I'm saying?
I'd say a solid 75 to 80%, yes.
Okay. Well, this is...
I hope.
Fortunate.
Slime is
more robot. Oh,
whoa, what a twist.
Interesting.
What a twist.
What a twist. I didn't realize I was having bad... I have no good excuse for having bad internet, apparently. I'm not running every application.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything I can do to change that. Let me just quickly try this.
Just in time, yes. We're still working through our technical difficulties.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If we, should we try to figure out some fix to it, or should we just run with the show?
The thing is, I'm sure your audio is going to sound fine on your end. We edit it together.
Uh-oh. Leo says, Dear Matanui, what are these sounds and the buffering? Methinks. I'm just gonna
Okay,
deafen
I'm gonna-
real quick and just see how bad the stream is.
Let me try something. I'm just gonna like
Oh, sorry for the technical
hide our
difficulties, everybody.
overlay. Let's see if that does anything. If it makes things clearer.
It is buffering. It is buffering a lot, apparently.
Skipped
So in a
frame.
twist of fate, I having listened to the audio for 5 seconds, it sounds like Waj is the only one who doesn't sound like a robot.
Wait, what? So
which I assume because Waj is because you're hosting it.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And all of our
Okay.
audio is getting channeled
It's-
through your end.
Well,
Yeah.
this
Waj
is
sounds fine.
most unfortunate, but okay.
It's kind of normal now.
Yeah,
it's not normal. No.
So I figured this might be the case where I have this whole fancy stream overlay where I basically have all the questions that people submitted, and I had them all open essentially at once and in their own like group object in OBS. So
boy.
okay, so but now they're individual objects, so I'll just make them visible when needed. So should we just like try to answer the first question and like
Yes.
proceed with the show?
Yeah. Is it still
Yeah.
buffering, or is it good now, everybody?
Yeah, let's see if the
What does chat think, right?
yeah. Please
If
chat.
you can all hear us and if this is functional, then we will continue onward. If you can't hear us, then that's a slight problem. But if you can't hear me, then how are you responding?
That's a good point.
They're really
Only
behind
we
right
can
now.
answer.
Yeah, I guess we probably are lagging, so it'll probably take a couple.
Well, that's just a stream delay. That's
Yeah, that makes sense.
depending on your speed, it's gonna be like anywhere between like 5 seconds and like 10.
Yeah.
Great time to review.
Will,
He says, great time.
will we get in trouble if I play about 2 seconds of copyrighted music?
I wouldn't risk it, especially in this.
Okay, I won't.
So
Just sing it. Just sing a cappella. it, John.
Domo arigato, Mr. Robot. Domo arigato.
Domo.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes. Best.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for doing the job nobody wants to.
Yeah.
It does make sense. Do we
Okay.
sound
Do we
fine
do we
now?
sound?
This is the
all
question
right?
that we are asking.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Can you
I-
understand?
This is our question
If you
to
can
you.
understand it, just go with it.
Okay. All right.
Fair.
So, our
Well,
Okay.
We are.
our first question.
Bear posted in another in a Discord server that he sees and hears nothing.
Oh, that
so,
is strange. But other people can hear us though, right? Like,
Other people
I'm not-
can't.
I'm
So that's
not
probably
IT.
just.
I'm not here to figure that one out.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, our first question comes from Gid on the message boards, and he asks us. Let me just get the little thing. See if that doesn't lag up the stream again. But basically, he asks us thoughts on the current state of the Bionicle of Bionicle / the community. So the Bionicle community. that is his question. What do we think of it?
lad.
Oh. What do
I
you,
just
Tough
said-
one.
Well, I say woo lad because I have a pretty controversial take.
Oh really?
Ooh, let's hear it.
Yeah. I'm curious.
So I'm one of those people that thinks, like, you know how you have Christian Faber trying to revitalize everything with the with his Bionicle concepts. I think we should have Bionicle kind of lay the rest a little bit. I think we should let it go, stay in the past, and well,
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Well, if you have-
yes. No, but my opinion is that we should cherish Bionicle rather than keep trying to revitalize it all the time. And I feel like we've been goodness, flag for copyright. We've been kind of in a weird spot for Bionicle where a lot of people either want it just to move on, or they want to keep revitalizing it, or we just have cherished memories of it. And I think keeping it cherished is the right decision. Because otherwise, I've been noticing whenever we do talk about Bionicle revivals and whatnot, the community just becomes so toxic.
Yeah, well, I often find that, like, for a lot of the Bionicle community projects, it is often just, like, retreads of, or, you know, people trying to remake G1, usually, like, the first years, like, the golden years of G1, oftentimes. And it's, like, not bringing anything new, to be honest, to the discussion. Like, so, I don't know. I often find that, like we just keep on circling with retreads and not really seeing much new stuff. So
Inhumane thoughts.
Right. I think. Oh no, go ahead, Andy.
Okay, I was going to say one good thing that's come out of the community as of late has been, I don't know how to feel about the reviving Bionicle, but the fan projects that have been coming out have been best they've been in years. The Mask of Powers ones have been coming along very nicely, and there was that Quest for Matanui one that got revealed this month, which looks... that's kind of the things I like to concentrate with the community, because projects are always really great to focus.
Yeah, and I think what is notable about those sorts of projects, especially the Quest for Matanui fan game, which was literally just announced like what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's very recent.
It's very recently, all things considered. And what immediately struck me as being the most impressive thing about that project had nothing to do with the actual content, although the content does look good. It's the fact that it was a Bionicle fan project that remained in secret and was actually worked on for 6 years. That doesn't happen in the Bionicle community. As soon as you have something, boom, lay it all on the table. Got an idea? Boom, lay it on the table. Nebulous concept? Boom, lay it on the table. Can you actually do it? Maybe. Will you? No. That's how Bionicle fan projects go.
Essentially, yeah.
Because we're not usually able to like actually make anything work. Yeah, but it's really cool to see things like that. And I think reviving Bionicle 2 is another good example. I'm in a weird spot. So like I know I took a lot of heat when G2 died for my I'm happy G2 is dead stance. And I still hold to that stance. I do think G2 should have died where it died. It would have been really great to have a third year, but in a way I am glad that it's gone now. It's weird, but I think what is also important to note, I'm not of the opinion that Bionicle's gone and we should just get rid of it entirely. Like, I don't know. I have thoughts, but like it's just I don't think that like we should all just like say no more new Bionicle stuff. Only cherish the old stuff. Which, I mean, if you want to just cherish the old stuff, that's fine. But like, the whole thing about Lego in general is it's a very creative thing. It's literally, that's creativity is the whole thing. So it only makes sense that people who are interested in Lego and sub-themes of Lego would be interested in creating stuff. And I think if that stuff is quality, great. If it isn't quality, great.
Well,
I think.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's not quality, just don't make it too public. But
do you guys think that we haven't really gotten the chance to talk about Faber's project on the podcast yet?
Yeah. Well,
we briefly talked about it when it was first announced, and that my hot take on it, as I recall, several of our hot takes on it was that Faber, I think people just don't understand what Faber's role was in Bionicle's
he's an art director
creation. He's an art director, and he's a concept. He's a concepts guy. Yeah. He comes up with the concept. He doesn't actually come up with the actual products. That wasn't his role in Bionicle.
I guess my question is: do you think there's any substance to what he's doing, or do you think it's going to end
none, 0%?
No, I have none.
No. That's an easy answer for me. No.
I want to believe.
The live stream, and he seemed like he didn't have anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, like,
Yeah.
like, I've heard people kind of compare this to what he's done with Rebel Nature, but at least with Rebel Nature, there is something to talk about, like, that it seems to have been planned out to some capacity. This other project, the whole 14B 2020, just kind of seems a bit, like, very nebulous in terms of what it actually is.
Yeah.
Like, not a ton of planning has gone into it. So, yeah, that's that.
I'm just of the opinion that, like, hey, if Bionicle somehow gets revived and there's a G3 or if there's some new form of media that it takes place or whatever. However, if Bionicle comes back, great, fantastic. I'm all in for that, but I'm not expecting that. I'm not going to expect that until anything concrete happens, and nothing that Faber has done has been concrete. And that's a problem within the fan base, is that we have a tendency a lot to, as soon as anything happens, especially after what happened in 2014, as soon as there's any potential chance or any potential of a new thing, if it's not completed, it gets super overhyped, and then it's just a downfall from there, and you're just setting yourself up for failure. And you're setting yourself up for disappointment. So the moral of the story is, kids, trust no one. Life is depressing.
Not even yourself.
It's just a lot of people grasping at straws.
There's a lot of focus to spend on this one question, but recently TTV also started doing the invitation contests. What do you guys think about that?
Oh man,
I don't know. I mean, it's fine, I guess.
I have the same response as I did earlier. Let it die. Just keep Bionicle where it was. Keep the mysteries that we had. I don't want everything explained. That's the thing I don't want Bionicle to just have everything explained away, and then everyone's like, okay, what do we do now? I also think that oversteps on some of the fan projects I've seen that are trying to make their own explanations and headcanons for Bionicle, which, in my opinion, are kind of better than what some other people come up with.
Well, I mean,
I don't think the
thing is
really stepping in that much and like explaining.
It's basically it's purely visual. It's purely visuals. It's just providing a depiction of a character and /aura mask. And I'm personally of the opinion I'm all in for these contests. Again, I'm of the opinion that, hey, people want to create stuff, and the thing is that when these canonization contests happen, because they will happen, they're confirmed.
Yeah,
it's not going to. It can't take away from it. It can only. That's that. Like, yeah, you can say, oh well now my depiction of Elrix isn't going to be canon. But, oh, is it? Livestream is offline.
Oh, it just went back up.
Wait, what?
Okay. It just came back. It went offline and then it went back up.
That is weird. Okay.
It is having issues, Waj.
Well, look, I don't know. Maybe we should have stress tested this, but yeah. I mean, we did do a test stream, but
it's up for me. It's up for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
I guess that mentality of adding more isn't going to take away from anything is also what people thought about the story serials when they came out in 2011. I feel like those did negatively affect the overall story. You know?
I think they only negatively affected the story because they weren't finished.
Okay, that's right.
And because they were just left open-ended. I think if they had been a concrete story, it would have been good. And the only reason they didn't get finished is because Greg got divorced while he was writing them, and then decided maybe I'm going to stop this passion project.
Yeah. In the chat.
I don't know that for a fact, but I've inferred as much based upon
that's what I tell people.
And if I may say something real quick to kind of add on to the whole discussion, I really genuinely feel like both Kronk and Slime, I agree with a lot of your points. For me, I think that with something like the visualization contests, it's doing what I personally really like about Bionicle, which is taking some of the kind of less defined concepts, and especially with Bionicle as like a toy line that existed for 10 years, the concepts that just where there had to be compromises for the sake of the sets, like all the combiner models that honestly don't, in my opinion, look that great as like quote unquote canon representations of the characters. And like all of the characters that were in the story but that never got visualizations. I feel like contests like this have the potential to just kind of tell people that it's okay to visually reinvent something like this mythology that has existed for so long, that is so important to so many people. And like I don't like the idea of people kind of saying, oh, this must fit into a very rigid box of canon, like you were saying, Kronk, like that can just lead to like people getting super passionate about these things and then inevitably being disappointed. But if we're kind of able to approach Bionicle more as a mythology, that like the people who are invested in it can still keep telling these stories without limiting themselves to like super defined extremely limited canon, then like I feel like that's the best way forward, where people just take the aspects of Bionicle that they like and continue working with those things and share them with other people who are still invested. And the people who aren't invested anymore, then they don't have to keep up with it. I don't know if that makes sense.
But it does, yeah.
Yeah.
The fickle thing, because it's almost like the community is a dog that's been whipped over and over again, to the point where everybody's suspicious of anything being added or announced. It's like something's wrong when the only person that might have anything to do with a revival series posts the update on April 1st. Like, that isn't a comforting thing for a community, you know?
No. No, and I do think there is a part of me that does think that what Faber is doing is not constructive to the community, and it is in fact destructive to the community.
That's what I've wondered too.
That's just my thoughts on it. But having said that, Faber, you're a cool guy. Please
answer our emails, Faber. Calling you out. He's not going to. Yeah, I mean,
but
like,
if you are Christian Faber, if you hear this somehow, if somehow you listen to this at some point, you're a cool guy.
Yeah.
Please answer our emails.
So, fun fact. So, like, at last year, we were planning to like try to interview Faber, and it didn't go through. Although, like, Faber did respond to our messages, and he gave us his email, but few emails sent, no response. We have been majorly ghosted. So that's how it is. But anyway,
better call this the Ninra ghosted blaster.
No, okay.
No.
Okay.
Got me thinking about 2008, man. All right.
Second question. Should we do
Trinuma?
Yeah.
I want to move on.
Okay.
To be fair, that first question is a big question.
No, yeah.
It's very broad, and it's something that we all are connected to.
Okay, so our second question from Gid is Mashup concept. Mixels plus Galidor. Thoughts?
Dad, no.
I mean, it's something. I actually didn't really know what Mixels was. Like, I didn't have any experience with.
You didn't know what Mixels was?
Yeah, I did. Like,
kind of a paradox to combine the two, because Mixels was all about like introducing new building techniques, where Galidor was about limiting them.
Yeah.
But
it's also funny because in a weird way, Galidor and Mixels almost have the same core concept, which is the mix and match concept. It's this weird paradox. How would you? I'm just curious as to the thought behind this question, because also, wow, I only am now realizing just how far behind the stream is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We're still talking about Bionicle over there.
Oh, now
in Streamland.
Oh,
is it? Okay. Good.
Like how like are you saying combo models of Galidor? Are you saying like Galidor Mixel figures with Galidor pieces, the style or in the style of Galidor? Talking about Galidor people in the style of Mixel? Like I don't know. One of those would be considerably easier. Make Galidor figures in the style of Mixels. Mixel characters in the style of Galidor doesn't work.
Galidor Mixel Battle Royale using Super Mario Legos. What it is.
To be fair, to be completely fair, I don't remember who on the message boards did this. Was it Kid? I think it might have been him.
Yes,
it was good.
No. I was gonna say,
Yes,
I know there was a person on the message boards who made really cool mocks combining like System and Bionicle with Galidor. I don't know if that was Gid or not. It might have been someone else, but I thought those were really cool. But I wouldn't necessarily want plain old Galidor with plain old Mixels. If you're gonna do if you wanted to do a theme like that, I think you should have something other than Galidor Mixels. You should combine both
Galidor?
these specialized pieces with the Mixel-like pieces. You know.
All I know is that I want my boy Splasho to come back, please. Splasho, he's my spirit animal. If you don't know what Splasho is, look up Mixels Splasho. He is a fire hydrant who is constantly vomiting water. His face cries out in pain. I'm not joking to you. That is what he looks
I love
like.
him.
Man.
He just looks like it's basically like he's being waterboarded in reverse constantly. He's just shooting water out of his face constantly. It's great. Anyway,
sounds good.
Splasho, also Busto. Don't forget Busto.
Busto.
I'm legally obligated to mention Busto. I possess an unnaturally larger than it should be knowledge of Mixels.
Concerning.
I will say this: Mixels is really great if you want to make Lego D&D monsters. I one time made a Beholder with Mixel-like builds.
Done a little bit of that. It's pretty good.
It's great.
His eyes and those joints are all very, very usable.
Oh, the eyes are amazing for Beholders.
Indeed.
All right.
And speaking of Beholders, how about that next question?
Oh, shall we do the next question?
Zelda one.
All right.
I don't know. Does anyone else have any else?
Yeah. Does anyone else
on Mixels Galidor?
No.
No, I don't want to talk about
I don't
that.
want to dedicate more thought to that.
Okay, so Gid's next question is: any ideas for what a LEGO Zelda line would look like, conceived in the same manner as LEGO Mario, electronic, blocky Link, and all? So I think if they did go the same route as LEGO Mario, I think they'd probably try to focus on the 2D games, like specifically the original, like Legend of Zelda, like for the NES, or Link to the Past, or even Link's Awakening.
Since it would work, like in the same format. You know? I don't think the whole
I don't think like the
electronic thing would work for Zelda.
Yeah, I mean the only way. Well, yeah, just I don't think it would work. But like, hypothetically, if they were to do it, this is how I think they'd do it. It was just like if they focused on the dungeons, like in a similar way to how Mario's levels are obstacle courses. Like I think the closest thing to emulate like Zelda is to make like Lego dungeons. But I don't know, like how I don't know how that would go exactly. Like.
I feel like they would make more money off of like a real castle, a guardian, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the opinion that I think most people have about the current Lego Mario, is that if it was just a regular wave of sets, it would be doing better. There is something to be said about right. We don't know how it's because it hasn't.
They're trying to make it a video game. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, but at the same time, like there is a part of me that can respect what they're trying to do with the Lego Mario. What is scary to me is that basically Lego partnering with Nintendo is riding purely on the success, most likely, of this line, which is, in all fairness, most likely not going to do well. Because it's very gimmicky, and I mean that gimmicks are great. Bionicle was a gimmicky thing, like. it wouldn't happen if it had not been for, well, we got to try this gimmicky thing. Not that Bionicle was just a gimmicky thing, but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah. Right.
Experimentation, it's always good. Except for when potentially, it's not.
Well, so
you could maybe make it work if you had like a dungeon style. You were saying, Waj, where like, I don't know, there's like a puzzle with like pushing a block.
Yeah, and it makes
and
it
like you have
tone.
to like have you get like a bow and arrow, and it like, I don't know, you have to like shoot. I don't know how any of this technology works. That's the thing. Is I don't know enough about Lego Mario to say.
What if we got really meta and made Lego Zelda the video game, and like it's all the Zelda games in a Lego game.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
Ooh, the Lego's Legend of Zelda game, Traveler's Tale style. That wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be good.
Yeah, no,
I feel like that would limit some of Zelda's level design, though. Just in my opinion.
All right. Yeah, actually, this
one final thing though, or not final.
Or sorry, hold on. I just wanted to say, like, for this topic, it's just kind of like, so coincidentally, just last week I was on the BCC podcast, and we were talking about almost exactly the same thing of like thinking about what a Lego Zelda line would look like, just in general. And so we had we came up with a lot of ideas. And so, yeah, I guess if you want to hear more of my thoughts, that podcast will be out sometime this week, I think. So, yeah. But
link in the description.
Oh, yeah, probably link it in the description. So
it's not available now, so.
Yep.
So, like, as someone who knows very little about Zelda beyond just hearing whispers, because I've hung out in gaming communities for the past year, like, I've never played any of the games. Would Zelda work as, like, say, a castle theme?
That's what I would think.
Absolutely. It's fantasy. It's a fantasy game.
So, like, you think it has enough locations, enough different characters to work as a fully fleshed out world castle theme? Because I feel like with Mario, from my perspective at least, Mario is the classic Super Mario Brothers is so much of like the sound effects and like the jumping motion in the game and like that very blocky style. And like, sure, there's been all kinds of different incarnations of Mario over the years, but like that original version of it seems to me, from what I've seen, to be so ingrained in like the public consciousness that I can understand why Lego went the route that they did. Whether or not it's going to be commercially successful because of how much they're having to make people pay for those sets because of those gimmicks, that's another issue. But like, I totally understand why they did Mario the way that they did. But I don't know Zelda beyond just like seeing, say, footage of Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, wow, this looks like it could be a Lego fantasy theme. I think, but
I mean, you would have to play.
I'm sorry, but LM, your pronunciation of Mario was really weird.
Wait, what did I say?
You said Mario.
I'm Canadian. That's my excuse.
This is all truth. I will say the thing about Zelda is, if you were going to make a theme off of it, you would, if I don't know, would you limit yourself to one game? Because that's the whole thing about Zelda's, like, every game is something different. And there certainly are like sound effects and things that are iconic to Zelda, the you know.
Yeah.
I'd
personally want to.
If you get those involved somehow, that'd be a good.
Yeah, I personally wanted to cover many different games, because there's a lot of different styles for Legend of Zelda. It's not just one sort of thing.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Because, like, obviously, Breath of the Wild is the most recent and arguably one of the most just big Zelda games in the last decade. Because it's the only, actually, now that I think about it, it's the only Zelda game in the last decade other than Skyward Sword, which kind of doesn't count because it was so early.
It was in 2010. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a thing. It could work, but I'm not holding out my breath. Here's the thing: is I never hold my breath for anything.
Holding out your breath in the wild.
I would love to see Legend of Zelda in a Lego form. I would buy all those sets, most likely. But would I? Yeah, I'm not holding my breath out for it because I'm not holding my breath for it. I'm not holding my breath of the wild for
Okay.
it. Because I trust no one and nothing when it comes to Lego themes.
Okay. I could really kill for another Lego Castle theme right now, though. I am actually an adult with money this time. I can actually buy the castle for.
Okay.
Oh man.
Should we move
Lego,
on to
if you're listening to this Lego, bring back the Lord of the Rings license when the Amazon
Yes!
show comes out.
Please. Please.
Okay. Should we move on to the next question then?
Yes.
Oh gosh, this next question.
Okay. Worst possible sandwich.
Well,
Let's see.
what are we defining first? We need to, before answering this question, we need to define what do you buy as a sandwich?
Do I need
Because
to bring
is
out
it just anything between two slices of bread?
Do I need to bring out the sandwich?
Do we have the chart?
Please do.
I have a very
I forget what it
unconventional
is.
answer.
Okay.
What is your very unconventional answer?
Okay. Flashback 2 years ago. I'm living in my dorm at college, and I got extremely drunk one night. In the morning, I had the worst hangover of my life. All my friends and I went to the dining court, and I literally, the only thing in my head was that I needed carbs in my body to survive. And so I took a huge baguette, then I shoved churros inside of the baguette, and I ate it. And I think that's a sandwich technically, and it was awful. It was just churros within a baguette. I threw it all up hours later. It was awful.
That
My
does
answer.
not sound pleasant. That does not sound.
Churros shoved into a baguette.
Okay. You guys have the sandwich alignment chart?
Yes, I'm gonna try to put it up in stream. We try.
Hopefully,
But-
it can work.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I mean,
I am part of the structural purist but ingredient rebel group.
So you are chaotic good in this instance.
In this instance. So
I would
think
put myself
long
as a neutral evil. I'd say I'm not quite chaotic evil in this case, or radical sandwich anarchy, but I'd call burrito a sandwich. I think.
Oh, that's just.
Call it burrito.
I don't know. I don't know about
That's
that.
the
a
worst
wrap
sandwich. A burrito. A burrito's the worst type of sandwich.
Right, because that's the thing is when you go to a restaurant and then you go to their sandwiches where a wrap's listed. They're not listed under a separate thing usually. They're listed under sandwiches. And so
Well, those restaurants are wrong.
if a burrito is just a wrap with different ingredients, and so therefore it's a sandwich.
Okay.
Well, if you want my opinion on the worst possible sandwich, you gotta put in some really disgusting things in there. We're not talking just about structural integrity.
You could say like dirt.
Yeah.
I love a dirt
You could
sandwich.
say that's the worst possible sandwich. There are so many horrible things you could put into a sandwich.
The worst
that
possible
it's
sandwich
just-
is not
it's
having a
awful.
sandwich. That's my answer.
My answer is a sandwich that has a micro singularity embedded inside of it, so that after you eat it, it affects in your entire body and eventually the entire planet you live on.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a downer.
Oh man, is cake a sandwich? Oh boy, that's another question.
Oh no.
I think that I don't know what is the worst possible sandwich. The worst thing I can think of just right now would be I don't know, like mucus. I don't know. That's
sandwich.
okay. Yeah. But that's the thing. Is this question just?
Yeah.
It's just how far can you go? How far do
far-
you want to go down this rabbit hole?
a sandwich actually made of sand? I don't know.
And switch.
Sandwich.
Yes. Hold on.
And switch.
And source.
Sandwich. That's the is between two sandwiches, two pieces of bread. It's just a sans.
I don't see the sandwich alignment.
Yeah,
chart on
I'm
the
trying.
stream, but that's okay.
I'm trying to upload it. Like, that's what I've been trying to do, but it's been like my computer is quite slow at the moment, just because it's running everything.
Biggest rip.
Yeah.
Cal, don't you dare talk dirty about my boys. The end of the loaves. They are an unloved boy, but I love them.
Did you do that at
It's a
Brick
job.
Fair? I'm trying to remember.
I probably
John, solved that science herd.
Okay, sandwich alignment chart. Oh, even though I think I don't know. Hold on, let me. I just gotta get it up on stream. Just
I hope it works
This one
because
mission.
I think it's hilarious.
Just again, there's so many things.
Here we go. Got it
You
up.
could put in.
Got it up on
Yay!
stream.
That way people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. It'll be coming in a moment to the stream. Momentarily.
Several moments.
Oh wait,
It-
did I?
it-
That's a
wrong
terrible comment, Indigo. Sawdust between two carpets, a sand switch?
Yeah.
No,
Wait.
that's an abomination.
Should we move on to the next question or
I think
no?
so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
We're giving up on the sandwich chart.
Yeah. Well,
The
It's-
sandwich
it's
chart
on
will,
the
will be on the
stream,
screen
but-
for
I think
a few moments.
Slime already, or sorry, Juggan already answered it. I don't want a
Thank you.
singularity sandwich.
Okay. So should we then? I'm actually gonna take the sandwich thing off screen. I think it's lagging things up. So. Let me try it.
All right.
Delete this.
What is the next
It
one?
hasn't appeared on the
Next
screen
one's-
yet. It's worth.
Next one's more of a watch question. I think.
Oh, there it is.
Alright.
There it is. There it is.
Okay.
I got
I'm.
it.
Yay!
I like how OBS just says,
For
"Are you?
the next few
Are you
moments.
Are you sure you want to remove sandwich?" Yes, I do.
Yes.
Okay.
Sandwich.
Wow.
So okay, next question. What is the next question? It's from Leoxandar. So, when will you reveal the secrets behind your slick overlays? So, yeah, it is kind of like more a question towards me since I basically edit the video and audio for the modcasts. When will I reveal my secrets?
You just show up.
Probably never. I don't know. I mean, I could, I guess. Like, if people are interested, I suppose I could do After Effects tutorials. I probably won't, though. The last time I did, though. So, the last time I did an After Effects tutorial was for TTV, and I don't think they ever used it. They basically disregarded it, so... I'm pretty sure they still have the video, so if they ever wanted to make, like, their videos look like they did previously, like for Brick Feed, they could if they watched the video. But yeah, so I don't know. Comment below if you actually would want to see a tutorial for After Effects. I don't know. But yeah. So basically the answer is no. I won't reveal unless there's demand, I suppose.
I reveal nothing unless you ask.
Yes. Okay. Let me scroll down. Isn't it scrolling
What's next
down?
on the docket?
Let me. Yeah. Here we go.
Question
Okay.
from LJ Johnson.
Oh yeah, it's a question from hashtag the LJ Johnson show. So he asks.
Whoa.
So he's a pretty long one. So 4 years is a long time to be doing anything for, and especially at the consistently high quality you guys do it at. what drives you most to continue putting out excellent videos after so many years? Well, first of all, thanks, LJ. That's really nice. But
That's
I
very
mean,
nice to say.
honestly, like,
The answer is watch, by the way. Watch.
Yeah.
What do you mean high quality? We were having lag issues today.
only our best is mediocre. That's what it is. But look, I honestly,
That's okay.
what drives, at least for me, it's just what drives me to make videos for so many years is just discussion. I really like having fun discussions with my friends and everyone that watches them. You know, like comments. I really like having discussions with everyone. Like, you know, that's kind of really it. Is just like having fun discussions. That's what keeps the channel going. if we stop having fun discussions, or then yeah.
I think it's also there's a nice rhythm to it. I mean, we've all known each other for at this point 5+ years or so, and you know, at that point we've done a lot together, and we can just pick this up whenever we want and pretty much discuss anything, which is a nice form way of getting your thoughts about things out.
Definitely. Oh, yep. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy for me to think about just how long. I mean, modularity has been going for 4 years now.
Yeah.
And many of us, like Andy was saying, we've known each other. I've known some people in this. I think actually, I think everyone, because LMU joined in 2014, so I think everyone in this call joined in 2014.
I believe you're right.
Yep.
All 6 of us were. So for 6 years, almost 6 years, I should say. And stream's offline. Oh, and it's back.
Rip.
Dipped out for a hot second.
Okay, I'm just gonna adjust my computer, move it closer to the edge, so it's marginally closer to the Wi-Fi. Okay. We're experiencing technical difficulties, but yeah, I mean that's we just keep doing things because we like doing things, and that's I think for me that's what drives me the most. It's just like if I didn't want to be doing this, then I wouldn't be here, but I do. So I
think it's also that, like, you know, the pace at which we used to produce content was a lot different a few years ago.
This is true.
G2 at its height, we had a lot of free time as a group to discuss these things more, and like I guess like these occasions where we get to do it again are nice still and easy to do.
Yeah, it's true.
But again, the true answer to all of this is just Waj.
Oh yeah, no, Waj is the glue that holds it all together.
Waj is what brings us together on this day.
You guys are great. But okay, should we move on to the next question?
I'm done.
Oh sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Hashtag 4 more years.
4 more years.
4 more
Okay.
years.
Oh boy. Okay, let me switch the question to the next one. It's lagging. Okay, here we go. So the next question comes from Midblue, and he asks, how would you describe the theme of the channel in one word? And honestly, like, just going from the last question, I'd say, well, I would have said discussion, but honestly, I think it's friendship. That's what it is. Because we're all really good friends with each other.
I didn't know that.
Well,
I thought we just met together because we were all mods, and then that happened.
But yeah, so for me, it's friendship.
Yeah, connection. It's connection because literally our name is modularity. It's all fitting together, and I think we have talked about before. Have we talked about our usual rule with putting things on this channel?
Possibly. I don't know.
Is that something I shouldn't mention publicly? Does it matter?
It doesn't. I mean,
really
no, you can say it. It doesn't.
I was generally from the beginning. We had not so much a hard set rule, but more just a general like. If we put something on the channel, at least two of us work on it because like putting solo projects on here, that's fine and all, but like it's all of us. It's
all of us,
effort.
yeah.
We're all working together. So like you'll notice that none of the videos on this channel are like exclusively one thing. Like the closest things have been at least edited and worked on by other people. So that's just I'd say connections, because we talk and we make connections with each other and all that shit.
Okay. Does anyone else have a word or that they used to describe?
Beats me.
I'll put it out there and say unity, because I think that we have always acted for a large part of our time on this channel as kind of the liaison between the Bionicle community and a lot of content creators that were a lot bigger than us. At TTV, obviously, but we all initially know each other because we were acting as that liaison on the message boards. And once we started making content, I think it probably did inspire some people to do the same, because it kind of shows that you don't have to be crazy successful to consistently output content. No.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. What's going on? I guess
They are being a bunch of
Are we stuck
misbehaving
again?
children.
yeah.
The chats.
I'm just like, I have the live chat open, but I have like intermittently checking it along with everything else. What's going on? Did anyone have any questions in the live chat? Like, should we try to take a question?
One person had one question. I posted it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
It's right down at the bottom.
Yeah, it's just like it lags.
It's very serious.
Oh, is it? Okay. If it. Okay. What is it? Cal's question?
Do we want to move on to the next question? Or?
Okay. Yeah.
Cal's question. Or do you want to take Cal's live question?
Okay, fine. Let's take a question from the live audience. Cal. He asks, "Why is the sky blue?"
That's kind of a mean question to ask, Cal. The sky was being blue, and you're just asking why it is? Like, it didn't need to be prompted. Maybe it just wants to be that way.
The real answer, because I am very knowledgeable in this, actually. So the reason the sky is blue is because water is blue, and the sky reflects the blueness from the water.
Oh.
I thought it was the other way around.
It's the other way around.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the water is blue because the sky is blue and it reflects the water.
Oh, I see. It's just a loop.
Don't worry about it.
It's just a recursive loop.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Should we take? Okay.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on to the next question, which comes from. I think it's also mid blue, actually. Hold on. So, why can't this?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. I am trying to click the button. Okay. There we go.
Chat's funny.
Mid blue asks, "What Bionicle character each of you relates to the most?" So yeah, which Bionicle character? I'd
Definitely
say
Pohatu.
Yeah, I'd say probably like Anua. Maybe Liwa.
My favorite was always Kopaka, but I don't think I'm actually that similar to.
I think you are.
Am I that much of a jerk though?
No.
Kopaka's not a jerk.
I'm going to say Takua because I'm inquisitive naturally, and I just kind of enjoy not fitting in. I feel like there's always been that.
Yeah, Taku is pretty #relatable.
Man.
Remember that time when there was a potential idea for the movie where Taku was going to be a real kid sent to the Bionicle world? Remember that?
Oh,
I remember
gosh.
that.
Nope.
Thank God.
That's mega cringe.
I'd say for myself, I'm gonna go off the beaten grid a little bit, and go a little further than 2001 to 2003. I'm gonna say Wanua.
Ooh.
Because he's a really cool guy. He just wants to work at his museum job. Just what I used to do. World ended. But he just likes history, and it's like I like history. It's like that's Wanua in a nutshell. He's a nice guy. He's not a bad guy.
Actually, I'm gonna change my answer. You know who the most relatable character is in all of Bionicle?
Trinuma.
Good guy. I mean, who else?
Wow.
Which one?
Which one? No.
You gotta specify.
Oh yeah, I forgot there are two. The one with the prop.
Three. There's four. There's four.
There's quite a few actually.
There are a lot of different good guys.
You've got gold good guy. You've quick good guy. You've got good guy. You've got
Good guy is just leaked
gold guy. 2008. You've got good guy 2007. That's 5 actually. I think there's 6. I think there's another good guy in 2006 that I don't remember.
I don't
Good
want to
guy
be
isn't
identified
how
with a good guy, because that would make me an incel.
The good guy consortium. But yeah. So wait, do we all
really Pterodactyl is the most relatable.
wait? LM, did you say who you're?
Yeah. It's interesting because, like, for me, when I was younger, I always said that Liwa was my favorite character, and there wasn't really any good reason for that beyond just I latched onto his Fantoka form, like, as a set, and I was like, oh, that's a cool looking character. But I will say that in the past year, as I've personally gone through a bit of a weird season where I've been outside of basically like conventional school and like outside of like a conventional job structure, and I've been trying to basically work on a lot of my own creative projects, I have felt incredibly like I guess I found Liwa to be incredibly relatable as like kind of a personality who just has a hard time focusing. And I never would have said that when I was younger. When I was younger, I prided myself on being like, I am slow, I am methodical, and I am like just able to get things done. But then suddenly this year, as I've had most of the structures of my life taken away from me, I'm like, oh, wow, I really feel like a Limatoran or a Litoa who's just got his mind bouncing in every direction and is not able to focus on stuff. So,
All right.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Good answer, as they say in Family Feud.
What would you say, Waj?
Well, I said Onua. Just
Did you say Onu?
yeah. I might have cut out earlier. I don't know, but yeah, there was my answer. I don't know. Oh, but
No.
is that everyone? Did everyone answer that question?
I said Pohatu. I didn't get to elaborate much why.
I mean, yeah, sure, you can.
Why would you say Pohatu, Kronk?
I think just overall his friendliness and like just idea of being able to support and uplift everyone is a value I really like, and I like doing that to other people as well. I know that doesn't seem right because on TTV I was kind of a jerk when I was younger, but nowadays I've started to see the value of that a lot more.
We're all jerks. You are all
you're
joints.
all a lot younger.
No, I'm not, you jerk.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
You know, it's funny. No, actually, I was about to say I'm the oldest one here. I'm decidedly not the oldest one.
No,
I'm used to being the oldest around.
that is in fact John.
No, there's at
So-
least 4. There's at least 8 people in this call who are older than me.
You
Or-
guys
oh.
are kind of
3 of them
old
are
old farts.
Well, okay. So
Next question.
next question. So let me change the question in the stream. Okay. make that visible, make that invisible. Hopefully it's not lagging. Oh. There we go. Okay, our next question comes from Bionite, and he asks, what shows are you currently enjoying during the quarantine? So yeah, what shows are all you guys watching?
I don't know if anybody else started watching it, but Milton Ward's new show Midnight Gospel came out.
Oh, really?
Ago. It's really good. It's a little bit more mature. It's kind of like Adult Swim level humor, but it's really good.
Yeah, I was wondering when that was going to come out, actually.
I don't know if
It's out.
I gotta watch that then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep a list of everything that I watch that last year. And I think what I've been watching over the last, what has it been, 2 months? Who knows? Time has no meaning anymore. Finished watching Futurama.
Same.
Hey.
Which is that's a good show. It was a fun ride. I've been watching Lego Masters. I haven't watched the last 2 episodes, so please don't spoil me. But from Lego Masters, what I've watched, it suffers unfortunately from American reality television show syndrome.
Will Arnett's jokes just do not land ever.
They do not. No, and even when he makes jokes about his jokes not landing, they don't land.
It's so cringe. You're like, oh my god, stop talking.
Yeah. But if you ignore that, and if you just look at the builds that these people are doing, and like it's
awesome.
incredible. I watched a lot of been watching a lot of Adventure Time. I'm on season 7 of that now.
What have your thoughts been? That was my favorite show.
It's a good show. This is me coming off of, I also watched through Steven Universe Feature all the way through again.
Okay.
And I remember when it first came out in 2009. I'd seen most of the episodes, I think, just intermittently as they were floating around on the internet or on the channel of Cartoon Network. But and much like other shows, if you just watch the first season, it's kind of like, well, there's a little bit of stuff there, but not a lot.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But I've been told by numerous people over the years that, like, oh no, Adventure Time is a great show. You should watch it. And I think I at one point read a little bit about the lore, and I was like, yeah, this is probably a good show. So I just sat down and started watching it. It is a good show.
A lot of lore.
Good time with it.
There
is a lot of lore, and it's very blatant from the very beginning, just what kind of setting it is. And now that I am realized exactly what setting it is, it's very blatantly obvious from the beginning. But it does this very interesting thing, and I don't want to say too much without spoiling things, but I'm amazed that it manages to tie to, and where I am so far, it's tying together 4 separate time periods.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild, and in a cohesive way that, like, it's crazy. But I've always liked that the show seems to mature with Finn, if that makes any sense. I feel like humor kind of develops with his age. Neat.
Yeah. Oh, and I watched Hilda. Hilda's a great show. It's on Netflix.
It is.
Oh,
it is a good show.
Good. I love it. It's real pretty.
For shows I've watched.
Yes.
For shows I've watched, I've been watching, rewatching Star Trek: The Next Generation, solely because it's been a while since I watched it. John gave me a pretty good episode guide because he was telling me that I really don't want to watch all of the first season.
No one should put themselves through that.
So I've been going through his episode guides, and I must say I have been very much enjoying it. In particular, Riker's always good. Data's still my favorite character, but overall, I think it really. I find myself in a weird spot where I think Next Generation's really good, but I just don't think it is on par with the original series in some areas. While it's better in some areas as well, I guess that's why they had the entire Kirk versus Picard debate, I suppose.
What? You're on the internet and you don't think Next Generation is just like way better than the original? How could you? You independent thinker, you.
Thanks.
Kirk is just way more practical. Picard's too. I feel like the only reason he wins all the time is just because the writers make it so. So.
Yeah. I don't know.
You find the original more engaging?
A little bit. Also, I really like William Shatner's hamminess. I'm one of those people that really enjoys cheese. I know that's not for everyone, but I really get a kick out of watching William Shatner's overacting all the time. It's just hilarious and enjoyable to me.
Yeah, he's pretty great. And he can give, like, a serious performance when the episode calls for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So
for my part. Oh, were you gonna say something?
No, I wanted to hear like what are you other guys? I'll go last. I'll go last with this question. So it's pretty short.
Okay.
What were you saying?
I've been watching a little bit of the original Twilight Zone. It's pretty good. It's a little hit and miss, which is kind of the nature of an anthology show, I think. But when it's good, it's great.
There's a William Shatner episode in there. I know that.
There are 2 William Shatner episodes.
I watched the one where he freaks out about a monster on a plane, and
Yep, that's the
I
famous one.
find that one particularly fun.
Mm-hmm. There's another one where he gets, or like he and his wife go to this weird restaurant because their car breaks down while they're going somewhere on vacation, and there's like a little fortune-telling machine, but it tells real fortunes, and he becomes obsessed with trying to like use it to perfect his life.
For my part, I haven't really been watching all that much. I guess the main things of note would be keeping up with the final season of Clone Wars as it's been coming out on Disney Plus, and like really participating in the fandom for that. And for the last couple of episodes, the finale of the series, it's been really fun seeing these episodes and like seeing the crew talk about how much they've poured into it, and seeing a bunch of fans having a really positive reaction to it. As someone who's spent a lot of time in the Star Wars community for the past several years and gotten a bit burnt out at times when it can kind of get toxic and super complainy, it's been nice to see with Clone Wars something that it seems as though like the people who are fans of the show can like really come together and find so many things to enjoy about the last couple of episodes.
I mean, I've had problems with the middle episodes of this season. In particular, I think they focused on those sisters way too long when they could have done other good stories.
Well, I think the part of it, I personally believe in, like, we're not going to get into a super in-depth discussion right now, but I feel like with something like Clone Wars, there's a combination of like, well, they kind of already had certain stories that they were wanting to do, and like fans can say, oh, we wish we could have gotten this, or we wish we could have gotten that, but ultimately, like, there are probably going to be some production realities that we'll never be privy to that dictated some of the way that things have gone. But the thing for me, and this is increasingly because like I have little things that I personally would have liked to see in all 3 of these arcs of Clone Wars, but what I'm really realizing is that like we have the ability to just like take the stuff that they've given us, and just like with Bionicle, people can make their own versions of things. People can make their own addendums to things if there are elements that you feel were undeveloped, or you think that like could have been developed more. Like there's a lot of capacity in fandom now to just make new things to enhance what you already love. And I've been seeing some of that with Clone Wars, with fan art, with fanfic, and other stuff like that. And I personally find that really heartwarming to see people like take something that they love, and then instead of tearing it down, maybe adding something to make it better for them in their experience.
All right.
So
we won't win by fighting what we hate, but protecting what we love.
Quiet.
Yeah. So
So
like,
watch.
so what I've been watching. I'll keep it short since we want to get to more questions. But basically, I very recently watched the HBO series Barry. I don't know if anyone else has seen that. It's like basically about a hitman that wants to become an actor, which is like a really absurd premise.
Oh yeah, I love
and it's so great. Yeah.
It's so good.
And other than that, I've just been recently like watching this currently airing anime called Tower of God. I don't know if anyone. I don't think anyone here, other than maybe Indy, watches anime. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So
Dabble.
yeah, that's some shows. So should we go to the next question?
Yeah.
Okay. On list or visible. Okay. There we go. Okay, so our next question.
I am obligated to say nice.
Oh. Okay. Wait. So our next question comes from Uni. If you could,
Yay.
or wait a second. This isn't the right question, is it? Hold on. I might have messed up in the.
No. You know that's the next one on the list you've got.
Let me.
The Uni
If
question. The first
yeah. Hold on. Let me unlist or unlink. Visible. Wait, this is Bionicle. I might have moved it a bit. Sorry, guys. It's just like stuff is so slow on my computer, and so I'm just like trying to.
LJ's like, especially consistently, you're high quality. No.
Yeah, look. Well, we don't try to do live streams so often.
It's different. This is true. No.
Okay.
Because
was this the question? Or no?
Was
you could revisit any question, any point during the group
Okay, hold
history.
on. I think it's
What would you
this
choose
one.
and why?
Okay. Maybe if I unlist this one. No, that's not it. Frick. Whatever. It's such a complicated thing. Basically, I'll just read it. Uni's question is: if you could revisit any point throughout the group history, what would you choose and why?
I would choose to revisit the night when we made the memes episode, and I would refuse to participate.
Same, but for
I haven't rewatched that.
Hitchhiker's
Honestly, kind
Guide.
of forgot it existed.
I wish I could go back and revisit the episode where I started talking about state fair food for no reason at the end, and then I would do it again.
Oh yeah, that was episode 26 actually. I know this. Yeah, it was a pretty good episode.
That was episode 26?
Yeah.
I thought that was near the beginning.
No, it was 26. That was
Oh, it was 26. Yeah, that was weird.
The moment isn't a specific episode, but more something we did, which was the Civil War we did with TTV. That was so fun, and it was just many good memes sprouted from that, and I would definitely want to revisit that whole time period because it was insane.
Yeah. And it's hard to describe that to someone who didn't have the chance of living through it. Like, just, oh man.
Nobody knew what was going on, and there was like a lot of fake arguing. Like, it was all really good.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm lagging.
One thing for me, even though it's not the entirety of the group, I wish it could be in the entirety of the group, and maybe it will be someday. But Brick Fair last year with
oh yeah, that was a good time.
That was a really, really good time. And yeah, just so many awesome things happened for me personally. Like, that was a really great trip for me. I went to 3 different LEGO conventions that summer. And that one was just like being able to cross so many things off my bucket list with LEGO, and just being able to hang out with so many passionate Bionicle fans, including like Waj and Slime and Cal, hanging out in the hotel room with you guys. That was, it's just, I want to do more conventions, and we can't do
Yeah.
conventions this summer because, well, the world's
Fair
ended.
Virginia
So-
2020 is not currently canceled.
But
Now
I
you
don't
may
think-
ask yourself, but hey, Slime, isn't the Dulles Expo temporary hospital during this crisis? And I would say yes, in fact it is. They still haven't canceled it. Amazingly.
No. I would have also said Brick Fair. I mean, the Brick Fair that I went with Time and Oculus. I think we did 2 of them. And those were great. Those were so fun.
For New
Guys, I can't come to Brick Fair. It's too far.
Rest in peace, Brick Fair.
I would say
forever.
Yeah, it was a good time while it lasted.
Was.
I would say if I could go back and revisit any point, I would go back to the day, which I think was either the same day or the day after G2 ended, and we recorded that video that we did on it and basically released it, like, because that was, for me, that time. I know so many people look back on it with, regret, or, it wasn't good, it was sad and all that, and that's fair and valid emotions. I look back on it and I think that was the best time.
joyous moment.
It was the best time. I felt so
A
good.
triumph.
Yeah, it's dead. Yeah, no, it was, because so many people who were ignoring all the more warning signs were blinking, then more people were ignoring it. And yeah, it was a good day for me. That was a good day.
Feeds off other suffering.
Okay. Should we move on to the next question, which has been up on screen all this time? Basically, Uni asks, if you weren't brought together through the boards, do you think modularity would exist today? I
No.
don't really think so. Like, I don't know. I haven't
No.
like I think it might be possible for, like, in an alternate timeline for, like, maybe a couple of us to have met each other in, like, some other, I guess, Bionicle forum in some other place, but I don't think this would happen.
It's very possible. Like, me and Indy just being potentially crossing through, like, some sort of connective sphere. Like Brick
Slime
Fair.
and I might have gotten to know each other, but let's be
But
real.
that's amazing.
This podcast spawned because we all low key felt like we almost got to be on a successful podcast, and we were stubborn enough where we wanted to show that we could do it ourselves. That's kind of the reason it happened. So if we didn't get through the boards and we weren't most of us interviewed by TTV for this type of stuff, I don't think we would have gone through it. I mean, the real question isn't if the existence of the boards would have brought us together. It's if the existence of the Cliff Horse Crew podcast brought us together.
That's a question.
That's
a
real
question.
one. Yeah. I don't know.
There's so many different things. I think
Oh,
the
I know.
question really, because I would say it was mostly the fact that we are all mods, or were mods when this podcast was created, and
Hence the name.
that would have happened whether certain people became mods because they were members of the Siege. I don't know. It's so many factors. It's hard to say.
Exactly.
Also,
hard to say.
I sometimes forget that Siege existed and attempt to forget always.
I mean, yeah, it felt like a fever dream, kind of,
Yeah. Okay. So.
But no, without the
No.
boards, no, there's no way. There's no way. Like,
No.
I don't think, because I wasn't on BZ Power. I don't know if any of you guys were active on BZ Power.
Nope.
But I definitely wasn't, so.
I was active for a good amount of time, from like 2010 onwards.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I just. Yeah. Move on to the next question.
Yeah.
The answer's no.
The answer is no.
I think
okay.
the hard answer is no.
Okay, I'm trying to make this invisible. There we go. Uni asks, his last question is, what will you not do in the future of the cast? I mean, like,
Be in more
What are you-
episodes.
I can tell you what I'm never gonna do again because I've already done it.
Oh.
I'm never gonna on a TTV Minecraft server and build a dick out of cobblestone and then get turned off of the
Shrek.
Discord. Never gonna do that again.
Dang.
That was
Done
something that
that.
happened.
Don't need
Also
to,
blocked that
you
one
know,
out of my memory.
Yeah, that was a whole
It's been a rocky
escapade.
road,
But
gentlemen. It's been a rocky road.
what would we not do? I don't know. I mean, like, one thing, I guess, for the channel at least, we're not gonna go for, like, trying to, I guess, pander to people and make top 10s. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. That's what we'll not do in the future.
I will. No, Waj. You don't know about my
Slime.
secret project. My secret project is
never know.
Is Mixels top 10s.
Oh, heck.
Number 10 is Busto.
Oh, of course. And then
Number 9
Splasho?
is Busto.
Or no? Okay.
Number 8. Number 7 is.
Okay.
Number 6. All right, I'm gonna stop.
I'm gonna move to the next question.
Oh man.
So, okay, why? It takes a couple of seconds just to like click this icon to make things visible and invisible. So it's like, okay, so Phil, who is here in the chat, this is your question. How does one dab?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, the answer
does
is
one
you
dab?
take a small
One
amount
does
of
not.
something, such as
Because
butter,
dabbing
and you put it on the
stopped being
surface.
relevant 5 years ago.
Good
There-
topic is D say
no.
dab, dab the dab the dab,
I was
dab.
gonna make a
Put the bump in the bump.
I was gonna make a weed joke, but not that lowbrow.
Dab is actually, it's an acronym. It stands for dads and
Attack bears. Dads attack bears.
yeah. That's how you dab.
Okay.
I think that's what happens when you accidentally spill something and you have to start cleaning it up with a rag.
Right. Next.
Next question. Okay, let me scroll down, and here we go. Okay, so our next questions actually are also from Gid, who asked the first questions. He basically asked these today. So yeah, squirrels, good or evil?
Last minute.
Yeah, he did last minute. So squirrels, good or evil? Okay, so the thing about squirrels is that like
Good.
they do cause electrical disruptions, which could threaten the internet as we know it. But I don't think that makes them evil. It just makes them inconvenient for humans.
Squirrels are hacking
So-
the internet, everybody.
Yeah,
Squirrels are hacking the internet.
that's confirmed. Well, no, it is true. Like they do
It's that one Rick and Morty episode.
a big threat to the internet. But anyway, yeah. So next question, or you could still.
I think there are. I think we should not put squirrels under an alignment chart because, as everybody knows, when your DMs, the alignment chart's going outdated. Why are we doing this with squirrels? Squirrels can RP if they want.
Most beasts are technically not they're unaligned.
Exactly. So why would you
Aligned.
have squirrels as
Sure.
good or evil? They're usually a neutral creature. Bad question. Just read the monster manual or the player's handbook. You'll find it
Actually,
in there.
I'm curious.
Check it
I'm
for yourself.
curious. We're gonna check real quick. I'm gonna check in the back of the
heck.
player's handbook, the monster's manual for D&D 5e, and we're gonna see if squirrels are here because I'm curious.
I'm
to see
certain
if
they are.
actually unaligned. But I'm gonna stall for time in the meantime because I'm just gonna talk. Squirrels are not.
Definitely unaligned.
They're not in monsters manual. Are they in the PHP? If
Not
they're not in
going
the
to find
PHP,
them in one
I
of
can
the
follow.
3 books. No way.
Um,
I don't think they're in the books.
they're in Eberron.
They're not.
in the PHP. I'll check in Bolos real quick.
I'm just gonna move to
Finding a squirrel stop block online.
next question.
But it's gotta be from
Come on.
gotta be from Wizards. Or it
Maybe
doesn't
I
count.
maybe I am wrong. Maybe they're not in
No,
there.
that's
So
fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that it's neutral then.
I would agree with you on that ruling. Assorted
Okay.
Beast. Hold on a second. Hold on a
Oh,
second.
oh.
Hold on. I may have found it. Hold on.
No
I'm
way
breaking
it
the
is
code,
squirrel.
guys. Oh no,
No
no.
way.
There's only like 3 things, and the beasts. It's
Right.
just cows and stuff. Dolphins.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, they
Forget
have
it.
dolphins,
Forget
but
it.
not squirrels.
Yeah. I would just use the stat block for a rat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. That's
Well,
close
I switched to the next
Alright.
next question.
enough.
The next question is favorite ideas set that never made it past review. For me, it was just the Lego
Can I say
Stitch
one that's in
set.
review?
Well, I mean,
I'm
sure.
unsure if this is out of review or still in review, but the 3-section Bionicle one with the Great Spirit Robot, the Beast,
Oh.
and the Toro Sacrifice.
Yeah, we still don't know
Sakota's
what's,
project.
the deal with
Yeah,
that
we don't
yet.
know yet.
I'm gonna be really sad if that doesn't make it as a set. I'm just gonna say that because it won't make it as a set. It's not going to. Wish
Alright.
it would though.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was the
Yeah.
Stitch set that was up for review and didn't make it past. So yeah, the Lego Stitch set, like the Disney character.
I forgot
Yeah.
Lego Ideas was still a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. I don't honestly keep track enough about with Lego Ideas really to like say like make a proper judgment call about anything. What I will say is that usually I just sort of like I hear that sets are happening and I'm like cool. Because before then, it's just like, oh well, this might happen, but it. I'm looking at Lego Ideas right now. There's a Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild Hyrule Castle.
Yep.
That'd be cool. I'd like to see that. It looks neat. I'd buy it. It'd be a lot of money, but I'd buy it. Oh, it's even got a little Ganon. It's even got a little Calamity Ganon. That's neat. Anyway.
All right.
Anyway,
Anyone else?
I
Any
got
more? Or
nothing.
should we go to the next question?
Next question? Or okay. I'm gonna.
this
stream-
next question is
stream
also
labs.
terrifying, just as the Galidor one.
Oh yeah.
I
This
agree.
one. Okay, another mashup concept by Gid. Exoforce plus Jack Stone. Thoughts? I seem to recall there was like.
But why?
Yeah, no, there was like some. I think you showed me actually like Slime. There was like the Technic guy. That was sort of like the Technic minifigure, and that kind of like reminded me of Jack Stone a bit. Like it's the
Yeah.
same kind of era.
Yeah.
But is
No, just
no
bring back
thoughts?
Exoforce, leave the Jack Stone out of it.
Okay.
See, here's the thing: is I've never understood. Jack Stone is not a good meme. I've never seen Jack
Oh.
Stone as being a good meme.
It's
like,
really
like
not.
it's like what? Okay, it is a little bit, but like there are better memes out there, and that we can
Absolutely are.
like the one that will never die because I won't let it die because I own 72 of them now as Lego Squidward minifigures.
Slime, I was just telling
Because-
somebody the other day how I know somebody with 72 bird minifigures.
I've told that story to I think only a handful of people I know in real life.
My D&D group knows
Every
about it
time.
now.
The question is just why?
I've done
Why?
this.
And I don't know.
But that's what makes it funny.
I do know. It's the best minifigure. That's why.
Alright, next one.
Next question? Okay, hold on. Let me just. Okay, there we go. Next question.
I probably have to go after this question.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Well,
See ya
this is quite a, I guess, an
After this, at least.
involved one, I suppose.
Ooh, I
fine.
actually like this question.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me just bring it up on screen. Let me just make this visible, invisible. Okay. So Gid's last question, and which is the last submitted question, is paint a world in which Bionicle ended in 2008, with Makuta taking control of the GSR and Matnui being launched into space. Would people appreciate / remember Bionicle the same way? So
The thing I want to know about this question is, are
Yes.
we just saying it went the same exact way except it ended in 2008, or are we going under the assumption that it ended in 2008 and got a firm, good ending that year?
well, I think the implication is that it ended as a cliffhanger,
Makuta won.
Matnui gets launched into space,
and then
but
that's
there's
it.
no 2000.
Roll credits. Yeah.
I mean, that would be. I mean, I think that in itself is very disappointing. I would have liked to see a 2008 or even a 2009 where we look once again inside of the Great Spirit Robot and watch Toamata rebel against Pterodax. I think that would have been a good final year.
Yeah, and I mean, there's obviously you could have ended 2008 with not Makuta taking over the world, but just with Matnui coming back, and you could end the story there. Like that's
Yeah.
You know what
it's
my
fair.
brother? You know what my brother Kylo
I mean, I
is? Oh, sorry.
that like the answer is that it would be an unfulfilling ending, and would people appreciate and remember it in Bionicle the same way? No, because that'd be a story that didn't really get a proper. It's one thing to say that the serials didn't get a proper ending. The serials, in the grand scheme of things, didn't really matter, and you could ignore them if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Except for the ones that were relevant to the story. Hello, 2007. Yeah, like it just wouldn't. It wouldn't be good. That's the answer.
Yeah.
My brother has an opposite reaction. He actually wanted Makuta to have defeated Matnui and taken over, and he feels he could have. My brother kind of had a hypothetical of saying, "What if, in the end, we have an end for Bionicle where Makuta's actually a better master than Matnui ever was, instead of him just being a tyrant?" And how he actually improved the way the Matoran lived instead, and that his evil scheming was all just a ploy, and that he actually had good intentions for everyone.
Because it's kind of a low bar to be "quote unquote" a better ruler than Matnui.
Yeah, I know.
To do anything.
True.
But anyways, my brother liked the 2008 ending, and I hated it as a kid. But he was like, "Oh man, I hope this is where Bionicle ends." I wanted to end right here with Makuta winning because my brother likes rooting for the villain, and so he's told me in retrospect, saying, "Man, I really wish they ended it in 2008 because he felt that would have been a better bookend." But I don't agree with him there. But he's one of those few people that actually like that result and wanted that to just be where it ended because he felt 2009 was a mistake.
I think it would have been cool to, like, if you're going off of the major themes of Bionicle being based off like this infection of the brain. First year, I mean, it the same way for the final year and have Toa fighting this infection of the entire universe. It's almost like a larger scale version of 2001.
Something that's interesting too that I'm just going to throw in here because it's tangentially related. Recently, a video, Waj, you I think you posted it. I can't remember who did it. The Minogue video.
Oh yeah, that was.
Oh,
the
Subpixel?
where the guy interviewed the dudes from Templar.
Yeah,
Subpixel,
Subpixel.
That was cool.
Subpixel, yeah. Great video. Highly recommended. High quality video, well researched, well interviewed, everything. But essentially, one of the things that was brought up in this video, I suppose we can we link it in the description?
Yeah, sure.
When this goes live.
I'll remember to do
In
that.
any case, it's a good video, and you should. It's one of the things that was brought up in this video was talking about Minogue and the development of Minogue and Templar's involvement and all that. Is that one thing they really tried to show with the ending? Was they tried to portray Makuta not as a bad guy, and that he was not as an evil character in a sense, where their idea was, well, with Lego, you know, there is really not like it's more like creation and destruction.
Yeah.
And that's the forces they were trying to show with Monog. That like Makuta isn't bad, he just represents destruction, which is not always necessarily a bad thing. And I think maybe if they had taken that concept and actually run with that in any story media outside of Monog, that would have been really neat to see that, like, from an artistic standpoint, having the bad guys win, that is an ending, and I wouldn't hate it. 2008 Slime, he would not have been happy with that.
All right, guys, I probably got to hop off right now.
Okay, well,
some stuff to do, but
it's good having you here, Indy.
Everybody watching, it's great to see everybody again.
Si, senor.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll see you
Remember
guys for the next
to
Quanda.
pause your audio, by the way.
Ready 2023!
2023.
Yeah.
Next Kwanzaa? Is that what I'm hearing is Kwanzaa?
Right, bye.
All right.
There's
Okay.
no U in it. It can't be pronounced Quanda. It's
So-
Kanda. There's no U in it.
No, I
Okay,
pronounced it
so
wrong.
that
And
that was our last submitted question. So we did get a couple of live chat
I want to say
questions, right? Or
real
it was
quick
John.
before we move on.
Okay,
Can I say
sorry.
something? I appreciate that, like, the simpler people were trying to do something more original, good versus evil in Monog, but in my opinion, it doesn't really come across in the game. Like, destruction isn't always necessarily a bad thing, but I'm not sure if there are any instances in the game where it's not a bad thing.
No, the video was talking about how that was with specifically they were trying to show that with the final battle.
Right.
They were trying to more evolve the already existing the story that they had created.
Yeah, I got that, but I don't think it really comes across that way. Personally.
Well,
Fair,
Okay.
which is fair.
Yeah.
Noticed it until it was pointed out to me, but now that it has, I can look back on that last battle and think, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But
They
so I see what you're saying. It's not an inner Monog.
Well, they had
But I do think it is an
planted the
interesting
seed.
idea.
They had planted the seeds for it, at least when Nuju said, in creation there's destruction, in destruction there's creation, all things are in flux, there's no such, I'm pretty sure that's the exact quote. But, so they were definitely toying with the idea through the game, but I don't think it ever really amounts to more than toying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. I still like the concept, regardless.
Yeah, it's a cool concept, but I don't know. I think Makuta
And
is
having forces
evil.
of creation versus forces of chaos,
Watch
and a
Watch
battle of
Babylon 5,
good
watch
versus
Babylon 5.
evil. I wonder where I got that information from.
Everyone listening to watch Babylon 5. It's great.
I was for the 3 people who are in the chat who are my D&D players. It's an integral part of my campaign. But yes.
Okay. Wait. So, are we finished with the question?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
So
It's a good question, though.
so that was our last submitted question. So we did get a couple of live questions, and I guess, like, I don't know how long we want this stream to go. It's almost at like 2 hours, I think, at this point, like 1 hour 40 minutes. So, like, we probably won't go for long. So if anyone has a question,
Yeah.
ask it, but no guarantee that we'll get to it. So, our first live chat question comes from Uni, and he asks, "How do you get good?" Which, okay, how to get good, I guess.
Slime, I feel like you know the answer to this.
I feel
the
like Slime
answer
definitely doesn't know the answer to this.
is very clear. What you should do is
Is to get good. So
Corner the market.
And that's how you get good.
yeah. Okay.
I guess that's reasonable.
I know how to get good. It's called get good. I shouldn't have to explain it. If you don't know how to, then you're never gonna get good.
Exactly. So
Like, come on, guys. You should know better.
okay, Mr. Black Pants asks, okay, so question for them modularity lads. Can I get a knock knock joke from each of you? The answer for me is
No.
no.
Okay.
Okay, but no, okay.
I have one.
I have one as well. But...
What's the joke, John?
What is it?
Alright, act it out with me, it's fine. So, knock knock.
Casey. Who's there?
Control freak. Now you're supposed to say control freak who?
Control freak. Oh man,
I have one as well.
it's a joke.
Knock, knock.
What is? Who's there?
No soliciting.
Thank you.
That's the end.
Man.
That's the joke.
All right.
I have another one.
Oh, go.
Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no, you go
We're
first.
all here.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
I'm at the door.
Okay. I'm at the door. Who?
Open the door, please. They're coming for me. Please. Please, let me in. Let me in. Let me in.
Alright,
uh,
knock knock.
who's there?
Who's there?
Doctor.
Doctor Who?
Yep.
That's who it is.
Joke.
Yep.
Blah, blah,
Very
blah,
easy.
blah, 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 blah.
Okay, what's the next?
Sorry, I can't do anything else more than that because copyright.
Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, so should we move on? So our last, I guess, well, I don't know. Has anyone else asked a live question in the chat? Oh, wait, is that your question?
Leo asked a question.
yeah.
Right below that.
Leo asked one.
Yeah, right.
Also, Sean
Leo's
asked how big a jig hook or
Okay.
something.
So Leo's question is, what are your further construction thoughts after the episode on early construction? Now that y'all have had time to marinate. So, I mean, like we did talk.
I'm not food.
Well, yeah, we did talk a bit about the early construction, like basically that whole episode. We had like 3 hours prior from the recording, just trying to like get our thoughts together for it. So like, yeah, I don't know, we've thought about it a bit, I guess. Like, I mean,
Nah, I was about to say something. We probably shouldn't say that. But
oh yeah, well, okay,
idea.
Yes.
But
we've had ideas.
yeah, I mean, construction is we have certainly had ideas. I think construction is still a very interesting chapter about in LEGO's history, and I do hope that it does properly return in some capacity. I think CCBS is done. I think it's done. I think we have seen the end of not necessarily the parts because they do get used in, like LEGO sets, like system sets, but like the age of the CCBS construction figure is done. My hope is that someday, like some sort of brick built posable figure shows up. Cool. and they're fun to build. That's my hope.
It
Time for
is.
Knights Kingdom 3.
It is as the great
Honestly,
Denethor
though,
said.
I would be all in for that. Like something like that.
It is as the great Denethor said. My line is over. When it comes to
The
construction.
age of man. Or no, sorry. The age of construction is over. The age of license themes has come.
Exactly. For my real opinion,
Dude.
I would love construction to continue, but I honestly just don't see Lego having. I really don't see it as Lego's future, to be honest. It was a nice experiment, and it had a really good run with Bionicle, but just in my opinion, I think if Lego's gonna do anything with construction, I think they're gonna make it based off their system more than anything. That makes the most sense to me. You see with Nexo Knights with all the mechs, or sorry, Ninjago with all the mechs, and Nexo Knights too. A lot of other things are made with their system pieces rather than anything with construction. I think that makes more sense for Lego to do that. That's just how I see it being in the future if they are going to do it, and I honestly wouldn't mind either. I bought a few Lego creator sets. Just this past week, I bought a one that was a dragon, and a couple weeks ago, I bought a Tyrannosaurus Rex one. It wasn't construction per se, but they're kind of like posable figures, and not gonna lie, I actually really enjoy them. They're not as flexible as Bionicle once was, but I thought they were really good. I'm really fond of the builds.
Thing is the definition of construction is very nebulous, and different people have different opinions on it. Because some people might say, Kronk, that your dragon or dinosaur that you bought is a construction figure, and from a certain definition, it's kind of true.
I agree with that definition.
But there's something fun about building guys and
Yeah, like actual figures. Yeah.
I will say, are we limiting construction to Technic and CCBS, or are we saying any action figure you can build with Lego?
It was very nebulous. It was basically just what are your thoughts on construction.
Yeah. Well, should we? I guess we.
Which is a whole other discussion, and maybe we shouldn't go.
Yeah, we shouldn't go into that. Maybe at a later point. But yes. So next question. Was that Phil? Was that your question?
That was me. Yes.
Fast food?
I asked, "What is your favorite fast food?" Because I am a fatty.
Actually,
I'm gonna say Wendy's.
I'll be honest. I don't actually eat that much
I
fast
respect.
food. I guess I eat pizza. I don't know.
I respect Wendy's, but I think Arby's is my favorite.
Arby's is pretty decent. They're a little too salty. At least the one near me.
Wendy's has the best combination, in my opinion, of cheap food, of a relatively decent quality food.
Yeah, that's why I like them.
Having said that, I would say that the best.
By the way, while Slime is making up his mind, doesn't Arby's own Wendy's these days? So
I think they do. I'm kind of forgetting though. I think you might be right. They're both good though. I really like both. Again, I'm a fatty, so I do like fast food. I'll tell you what the worst fast food is. That's Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Thing is, part of me kind of wants to say Taco Bell, not because Taco Bell is good, but because Taco Bell inexplicably draws me back in, despite the fact that I know that it's bad. So
what I'm hearing you say is that you have bad taste.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we take one?
Does Steak and Shake count as fast food? Does Steak and Shake count as fast food? Steak and Shake's pretty good.
I have no idea what Steak and Shake is.
What?
Is that like a Midwest thing?
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe it is a Midwest thing.
We don't have those around.
It's not a Midwest thing because I've seen them down in like Florida. They don't exist up in my region.
Maybe they're not on the West Coast. Is
Yeah.
what it is. We have In and Out over here.
Eastern, generally.
We have In and Out over here, but like I not the other places you guys have talked about. One place I really want to try is Culver's, but
Oh, I have one in town, but I've never been there.
I should really try it one day. But I'd have to drive all the way to the Midwest because they refuse to expand out to Oregon right now. So.
Oh yeah. So
A really cool Midwest one is Frisch's Big. Let me see if I can find a picture.
It's
They have
okay.
these, like,
It's
well,
okay.
okay.
I also don't know if I'd classify that as fast food.
yeah, it's in the same category as Steak and Shake, where like it's not exactly fast food, but they do have drive-through. So,
Yes.
Right.
you want to?
One
should
last.
yeah,
I-
like
Real
we should probably
question
try to wrap up
really
the
quick,
stream
because
pretty
I
soon.
know
Or Slime, yeah. Sorry, it's just like
there's just Spacey's last question is actually very intriguing to me.
okay. Oh,
Oh, that.
can you
Forced
say
to
it?
delete one entire year of Lego sets, what would it be? Because
Oh
Hmm,
no.
I don't know. To me, that's
An entire
question.
year.
I
I
mean,
mean,
very
would we
tempted.
delete Galidor? We wouldn't delete
Everything.
Galidor.
all. But here's the thing: is if
Yeah.
you delete Galidor, you're deleting the Bow-Rock, you're deleting
Yeah, I know.
everything else in 2002.
Yeah.
So what? Wipe
Like,
out.
which
I'm trying
year?
to think of the most
Somewhere in,
mediocre
like,
year.
2000.
Hold on. I have a question. So if you delete an entire year, then is the future altered because?
How so?
Let's ignore that for now.
No.
I was gonna
No.
say I'm trying to think of the most mundane year.
There isn't really one because Lego just keeps putting out product and like
It's just I remember when I was younger, there was a few years of Lego where I was really disappointed in when the sets were coming out. Was that when I was in middle school? I think that must have been from the 2012 to 2013 year. But
wasn't that when Lord of the Rings started?
Lego Lord of the Rings, was that when that started? Maybe you're right.
Yeah,
It's an interesting question because there's no
I'm
year
trying to
that didn't
think.
have at least one good thing.
Hmm.
I think.
Yeah, I just remember there was some mundane years I didn't really like when I was younger. I'm trying to put my finger on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a good answer to this question.
I know a lot of
Yeah,
like
not-
older
because
fans consider like the late '90s, early 2000s in general to be kind of a dark age. I don't know how accurate that is.
It's a dark age and it had Knight's Kingdom, so you're not wrong.
Yeah.
maybe like to
Delete
late like
slot.
97 or like 98 or something like that.
Yeah. Pre-slicer.
Maybe.
Ben. Oh boy.
But then
Clearly,
if you delete 98, you get rid of like Desert Adventure.
Clearly, if you delete what was it? Slicers, everything would be bad because Lego improved after Slicers.
Hold on a second,
Save
guys. I just
Lego.
guys, I just had the biggest brain play.
What?
Go with 9.
No.
What 1969? I don't know. I don't care. Because
When was the first Lego set? Delete that. Delete the existing
1935.
Didn't it start off with like
When you
wooden
look on
sets,
Wikipedia,
or-
I need to look up the year
I guess
chart.
I don't know.
sets, I believe, it was either the late 40s or into the 50s.
Let's look at 1969 for Lego. There is only Duplo was introduced. There was brick. There was truck accessory, 2 large wheels with accessories. Basically, really plain Lego system. But Duplo was introduced that year, so Jog, if you deleted
no.
1969, Duplo would not exist.
And then we wouldn't have LEGO Movie 2, which would possibly actually help LEGO.
It was a good movie.
It was.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie, maybe not the best financial investment for LEGO.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how that is. Oh, the first 12 vote train mode